Hello, it is your favorite pleasure priestess, Goddess Brittney King. I would like to share with you a sacred opportunity to join me and other amazing goddesses at a luxury retreat just outside of Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. You are invited to Permission. This is an opportunity to give yourself the ultimate gift, permission to be unapologetically you. From October 23rd to the 27th, you can join us for an unforgettable experience in luxury with epic rituals, life-changing workshops, soul-nourishing practice, and really, really great food. Yes, these things will awaken your senses and ignite your passions. Permission is an intimate container with limited spaces so that everyone gets personalized attention. So if you are ready to step into your power, to unleash your desires and claim everything you've wanted, the time is now. Come to my website, goddessbrittneyking.com, and that's Brittney, Brittney, King.com for more information and to schedule a call to find out if this is the best fit for you. The opportunity is yours. Welcome to Honest Feedback, a podcast here for you. We are here offering advice on alternative perspectives for whatever is on your heart and mind.
I'm Lisset King, and I'm an emotional ninja. I help leaders release baggage and heal unresolved trauma so they can live and love their life with purpose.
I'm Goddess Brittney King, and I'm a pleasure priestess. I help women connect to their deepest truths, their sensuality, their sexuality, and hold the sacred union of both.
Hi, welcome back to Honest Feedback. Today we've got a juicy question.
Juicy. I'm excited. Spill that tea.
Well, yeah, the person that wrote in a question this week, their partner is interested in kissing someone else, and they're in a monogamous relationship. Ooh, we know a little bit about this.
Yes, what a time to be alive, y'all. Do you not remember, but like back in the day when it was just like your dad had a secret family and no one talked about it, but everybody knew. Now,
literally,
people talk to their partners about like, hey, I'm interested in kissing someone. Dun, dun, dun.
That's actually your back in the day.
I know, that is my back in the day. If you haven't listened to previous episodes before, yes. My dad had two families.
Yeah, so. That is correct. You might still have two families. Who knows?
It could be endless. I don't go to the family reunions because there's always more.
Yeah, so, for sure.
Yeah,
that's
for another episode. But I'm really excited to dive in because I just remember so viscerally what it was like to start even becoming familiar with ethical non-monogamy and having relationships that don't look like some kind of wholesome sitcom that we grew up with. So shall we dive into this question?
Yeah, go ahead and read it. Give it a read. Let's go ahead and give him a British accent just for fun.
I don't know if I can do a British accent.
I'm really into Bridgerton these days, so go.
Oh, yeah.
We could do a British and then regular and see which one feels better.
Okay. Hello there. I have a question for you. My partner and I have been together for about 9 months and have been monogamous. She is interested in kissing other people.
All right, go regular. Fine, we won't go British. Go do it in the reg.
Okay, regular.
Okay.
Hey there. Hey there. I have a question for you. My partner and I have been together for about 9 months and have been monogamous. Woo-hoo. She is interested in kissing other people when she goes out dancing, but not pursuing anything more than that. I want to get to a place where I can authentically say yes without people pleasing because I truly do want her to be fully expressed in who she is, and it seems like this is important to her. Would love your help in how to navigate this. Thank you so much. Love, Authentically Me. Hey, Authentically Me.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, this is a good one.
It is so good.
This is so good.
Yeah. Do you want to start?
Sure.
Start in there?
Sure, I can start. So, this is, first of all, the saying yes without people pleasing. There's so much we can say. This person wants to explore something new and explore something different. And when we start out as monogamous, typically we don't really talk about the relationship structure.
Yep.
Like we assume monogamous is one thing, and then we all assume that the other person is also living in that realm.
Yes.
And the beauty of not ethical non-monogamy is I learned no two relationships are alike. Mm-hmm. What someone thinks is monogamy is not what someone else thinks is monogamy.
Yes. Yes.
That Ashley Madison.
Oh, the Ashley Madison documentary.
On Netflix. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like even just layman, it was just like some people think flirting is not allowed in your monogamous relationship.
Yeah.
And some people think this is not like.
Some people think you should not be able to talk to anyone of the sex that you're attracted to.
That's true.
Period. Period. I am the only woman you're allowed to speak to. Got it?
Oh my God. I just remember an episode of Fresh Prince where that happened, and she was like, eyes down, William. Do not talk to this waitress.
Wow.
It was real intense. She was like, you only look at me.
Yeah. So this is a really beautiful opportunity for everyone. Like, let's just question, what do we think relationship dynamics are? And because you are projecting that onto your partner.
Yeah.
And just to like zoom down into this specifically, like your partner wants to kiss someone else. You guys are monogamous. It sounds like you're kind of starting to be monogamish, if you want to go down this path. And them wanting to kiss someone else, the people pleasing part. Would you like to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah. People pleasing. Who here is a recovering people pleaser? Yeah. Yeah. A lot of us get socialized in, especially those of us have an extra sprinkling of this if you were raised as a woman, of like, by the way, did you know your need should come dead fucking last?
Yes.
And we can get really rewarded of just go with the flow. Like everybody else wants this. So like, don't be the nail in the whatever. Just do what's best for everybody else. And as some of us start to learn and grow and understand what, resentment is and repression is and how that actually may not be serving us, we start to break these bonds of like people pleasing and really tune into ourselves. So I love what you said of, I want her to be her full, authentic, expressed self, and I want to be able to say yes without people pleasing. And so my question to you is, what in this experience is a yes for you? Like, what is the yes? What is the no? Are you open to looking at that with yourself and with your partner without necessarily passing judgment on it? So what I'm hearing in your question is the yes is full expression. Sounds like you're a yes to that.
Yeah.
And if she's also a yes to that, like, where are we having the same values and like what we both say yes to? It might mean different things to each of us, but if we are opening ourselves up to be in alignment of shared values around a specific thing, I think it opens us up to not give a yes or a no based on this is what my partner wants, so like I should just say yes to it because I quote unquote should.
Yeah.
But it's like, oh, you know what? We actually both have this value around expression, and she is sharing this as part of her expression. That is what I'm a yes to.
Yes.
I'm a yes to that.
And I would say, like, you don't have to be a full yes. And like, that's part of the not being a people pleaser is like, this makes me uncomfortable. I've never done this before. I don't know how I feel about it. I'm open to experimenting with it just to see how I feel.
Yes.
Yeah.
I felt this. Okay, so on our first date,
Yes.
so Lisette and I went on a first date that she says she did not know it was a date, even though she called it a date because she was in her platonic zone time. Because she'd asked me out numerous times and I had said no numerous times.
And I go on friend dates.
Yes. And behind the scenes, I was doing personal development work and working with myself. So I was actually open to dating her. So we go on this second date and I'm like very excited. It's so fun. And we're at this restaurant and I ask her how her nesting partner, that is a person who you live with in relationship under the umbrella of non-monogamy. I was like, how does your nesting partner feel about us dating? And she did a spit take and was like, we're dating. And I was just like, I wanted to die. But we started to have the conversation and she was like, well, what is changed for you? What's different for you? And I was like, I had a lot of fun with you. I'm open to exploring this. And I have a lot of things that I just don't know. These were some of my initial hesitations. I do not know if I'm gay. I do not know if I like girls. I do not know how I feel about vagina. So I was like, these are the things.
That was almost a live spit take. Yeah, no, I know.
I didn't know. And so what I said to her was, because I was like, I'm interested in exploring this. And what I can promise you is that I'll be honest about my feelings as we're exploring this space. Yeah. Can you be open to me not having those answers in this moment before we start this journey?
Yeah. Yeah. I feel the aspect of people pleasing is going, yeah. No, it's fine. And it's like a masking of your real feelings.
Yeah.
Where if you can actually just express, I don't know if I'm a full yes.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm a full yes. I might be a maybe. I might feel it and go, oh, actually this hurts a lot. I don't know if I can do this.
Right. Or you might feel it and be like, it's not that bad. Like,
it's not that bad.
Lobster. It's okay. Butter's doing a lot of the work.
But yeah. But it's not that bad.
Not that bad. Yeah.
Some people love lobster.
I know. Some people do.
Yeah.
Sorry. I'm a maybe with lobster. I'm like, it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure in certain, okay, never mind.
We'll go into different things.
We digress.
Yeah. Food.
Yes. Food.
Well, I feel like
hungry.
What you bring up also sheds light on the bigger umbrella of ethical non-monogamy.
Yeah.
And like when you're saying monogamish and like people not necessarily communicating what monogamy means to them, I want to ask you, have you ever thought of the term or even considered non-monogamy like as a blanket umbrella place to explore?
Yeah.
And if whether or not you have or not, like, have you started to reach out for tools or resources around navigating this space? Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of different ways that people practice non-monogamy. There's polyamory, there's swinging, there's don't ask, don't tell. There's like so many different ways.
Yes.
And like in my current definition of monogamy, it would be that there are certain physical things that I'm not going to do with other people based on like my definition of monogamy. That's not everybody's. So like deciding where do you guys fall into this? Like, is it monogamish? Is the kissing the thing? Yeah.
And it seemed in this message, what you said was, you guys are monogamous and they've expressed this. Mm-hmm. They've expressed this desire. And can you stay in the curiosity of the expression? With this self-expression bit, like, what would it take for you to be okay with it? Like what, do a little self-reflection work. Cause I'm personally in a place where Brittney can make out with someone else and I feel totally good about it. I'm also in a place where Brittney can date someone else because I've done that deep work with non-monogamy that I can be good with it. Now that doesn't mean I'm not going to have feelings.
Right.
And
she's human.
Yeah, I'm very human and I have very human feelings, and vice versa. Like when we're having when I'm having my expression, she holds the space for that. It comes down to like, what is the most important thing? What I want to bring to the light is like, get really clear on your own personal desires with you. What does it mean about you that this person is even asking this? What have you made it mean? What do you like? Where can you do the internal work to stand in your truth without the people pleasing, without just with speaking your truth? Or 9 months in, there's still new relationship energy can last up to 3 years. And you could be in that deep, like the representative is still dating very strongly. Like the person who's like, no, I'm totally cool with everything. Like I love orgies. And you've never been to one. You're like,
Just so everyone knows, in the BDSM world, if anyone's like, yeah, I'm cool with everything, everyone would be like, that's a hard no.
That's a hard
no to you.
You don't know your boundaries. So it's important for you to get really clear on what are your boundaries. And what's great about this question is it actually comes in a two-parter. There was a bit of a gap between when we answered it and when we recorded this. So there's a second part, and we'd love to address that separately.
Okay. So, Authentically Me texted again a few weeks later. Following up on this, we decided to give it a go with being open to kissing other people when going out. And my partner did end up going out dancing and making out with a few people. She told me about it and I felt my heart sink. I want her to be the best, most alive, and freely expressed version of herself. And it still fucking hurt. How do we navigate from here? Thank you.
Yeah.
Authentically Me, I feel you. There's nothing like the first time that your person touches somebody else or kisses somebody else and you're just like, I have feelings. I have feelings. My situation was unique in the way, it's unique and not unique, but Lisset was dating 4 other people and I was like, fine with them. I was just like, la, la, la. They were there first. And it was just like, I'm here. And then when she started dating someone new, it was, who is she? It was just like, And then it was like, I kissed someone else. And I remember that first time. And I was just like logicking myself. I'm like, well, we said we were poly. So like, I'm fine. And inside I'm like,
this is fine.
I'm fine. It's just like, I'm not crying. These tears are about something else. The dog looked at me,
My allergies.
They're just really here. Yeah. So I feel you on the pain of like, I said yes. And it hurt my feelings. So like, I see you and I honor you. Your feelings were hurt. And how do we navigate from here?
Yeah. So, when we commit to something, we get to surrender to that choice. And you said yes. And so you're getting to be with what that brings, everything it brings with it. I remember the first time, my first poly journey, when I was with my partner and they were with someone new. And I knew everything. I had met the person. I thought he was wonderful. I was as on board as I can be on a mental level. And that had nothing to do with my emotions. Emotions are subconscious, they're unconscious. It's a beast that we cannot tame. All we can do is be with it. And I remember feeling anger and fury and all these things. And my heart sinking, and it was a whole night, and I didn't sleep that night. And it was just the biggest upset. And what I remember was afterwards, I saw my partner for the first time, and she was so sweet and so loving and just like wanting to reconnect with me and like, hi. And I was like, stank eye, angry. I was like, hello, hard, just... Yeah, I was as closed off as I could possibly be to another person. And I don't know if you know, but it is cold outside these walls.
She is a sad, y'all. It's fucking freezing outside the walls.
and it was what I realized in that moment, I didn't handle it well. I will be straight up. Like, I have learned it since then, handle it much better. But it was like my pain and hurt and my projections of what does this mean that they would ever want to be with someone else? They don't love me. They don't want to reconnect with me. And my partner really was doing her best to reconnect with me. And after we processed and talked a lot about it, what I realized was, whoa, there's actually no love missing. There's no love missing. This person is loving me completely and fully. And through that, I was able to go, okay, so you can be with someone else and still love me. So love is not a pie. And if
Say more.
love is not a pie. If I give a slice to you, does not mean I get to eat less.
Yes.
You know,
yes.
it's not a finite resource.
Yeah.
That's what I mean by it's not a pie.
I'm just saying for other people. Well, I got this lesson big time. I'm happy you guys got it through conversation. Grandmother ayahuasca showed up for me because I was in the throes of my jealousy. It was just like, she likes all the things I like. I'm losing something, all this stuff. And so I sat with this master plant, and in my experience, which was so fucking beautiful, we'll talk about that some other time.
Yes.
But in it, I literally got to go on a tour of Lissette's heart. And there was a manager there. Yeah, there was a manager there with like a clipboard. It kind of reminded me of like Pippa the Pig. I didn't know who that was now, but like then. But I was like a pig-like cartoon person. and I was following the manager, and they're like, okay, so we're going to take you on this tour. There was elevators. And it was like we were in this giant quilted hot air balloon. So there were all these like stitches and like quilts, and it was a giant hot air balloon that was her heart. And so then there were all these parts that were full, and then it just kept going on to infinity of all the parts that hadn't even been inflated yet. And the manager was explaining to me that she cannot run out of love. Like this goes on for infinity. Like there is no running out of love. So I got to have this huge aha because I too had thought love was a finite resource, and that by her loving someone else, that meant love was being taken from me or withholding from me. And to have that paradigm just like love is not finite. Love is infinite. Also, money is infinite. Other question, but money is also infinite. But like love is infinite, and can I allow myself to be in this infinite space and not make it mean something about me? Because our minds are meaning-making machines, and it goes into all the things you said. Well, they must not love me. I must not be enough. I'm failing in some way. Like these were the stories that I was shadowboxing with. Like, she's a better witch than I am. You know, she likes rope play more than I do. Like all this shit. And it was just like, this is not fucking true. It's just not fucking true. And so something that really supports me and I offer to you is like, let's switch the context. If your partner was like, oh, like, I love this restaurant. I love having tacos here with you. This is great. And then they took someone else to this taco restaurant. Would you feel like, oh my God?
Some people actually do feel, oh my God.
I understand. In the poly community, that is a thing.
Yeah.
I feel like it's again, it's the iceberg of something larger of what are you making it mean about you, of like, she took somebody else to eat tacos. Does it mean that I don't eat the tacos well enough? Does it mean that like does it mean that like she like has more fun with these other people even though she just went there with me? You know, it's the stories that we come up in our head that essentially, where I have found it to be detrimental, is in some way I'm deficient, defective, not enough, because they wish to have this experience with someone else. Yeah. And it's just not fucking true.
Yeah.
It just isn't true.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Preach. Amen. You know, and what's funny is that I don't think I got the lesson fully until I started exploring my own polyamory. Yeah. Until I started exploring other people myself. Because for a while I was like, well, I only want to be with this person, but I will date other people kind of just to like do the thing. And then I met someone I really liked, and I went on a date, and it was wonderful. And I got to be in an intimate situation with this new person. And I realized, I was like, whoa, okay. I got to have all of me in this intimate situation. And I have no lack of love for this other person. And that's how I felt when I was with you and that person. Like, I loved being with them and I loved being with you. And the only place there was a problem was with the conflict y'all created amongst each other.
What?
Yeah.
No.
I know. Yeah. It's just, we're such meaning making machines. What are we making things mean?
Yeah.
It could, going back to the first part, it could just be that this person loves that kind of attention, or they love that kind of connection. And having that connection with someone else does not mean anything about you.
Yeah.
I'm the kind of person, I go really deep with people very fast. It's the nature of my work, but it's also definitely has always been my internal nature. And my previous partner used to be upset when I would super connect with people quickly. And I was like, me connecting with them does not mean that I'm not connecting with you. Oh, like I got it. It was that moment when I got to see, oh, that's what it looks like on the other side, that I got to go, whoa. The problem is the problem's happening inside.
Yeah.
It's not actually this thing outside. It's reflecting a wound. It's I love, what's that book with the broken toe situation?
I don't know, but we know the story.
Yeah. So it's this where, will you explain the broken toe
the
story?
metaphor, so it's like, hey, if someone accidentally steps on your toe, it's like, oh, that's annoying, and maybe they're like, oh, sorry, whatever, and you're just like, okay. But if you have a broken toe and someone steps on your toe, it's like,
what the fuck?
What the fuck? That's
what's wrong
and
with
they were
you?
like, oh, I didn't see it. I didn't know it. It's like, how could you not see it? Blah, blah, blah. I was like, I don't know. I was looking up, And so there's this particular pain that happens when something is a broken toe of yours, when it's a deep wound. And it's our work to do our own healing work on ourselves so that we are not, necessarily spilling over the energy of the broken toe, as opposed to someone accidentally bumped our foot, where it's just like, oh, it was really, I bumped it. Yeah. I didn't realize it was broken.
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
Yeah. And I just want to bring back the point, this person could have unethically made out with people. And instead they
lied.
And you would have found out later when someone was like, I saw your girl smooching. Or smooching. I don't know what decade I'm from anymore. But they asked you, she asked you, hey, I'd like to make out with other people in this context. And then she told you that it happened. That for me shows a symbol that is symbolic that she wants to make things work with you.
And respects you.
And so the question then becomes, is it more important that I'm with someone who kisses no one but me, or is it more important that I'm with this person that loves me undeniably? They care about me. They're wonderful to me. When you love someone, can you love all of them? Because on our wedding day, one of the things that really made me stand back and wonder if marriage was for me is because my heart is very polyamorous. It feels like my orientation. It's as true as I am gay. And I told Brittney, this is what I'm most afraid of in marriage. I have this way of being. This is how my heart is. Can you be okay with that? And she said, yes. She said, I knew who you were the day we got married. The day we met, I knew who you were. I would never want to change that about you. And that freedom to be me, it has made our relationship so beautiful. And I hold that freedom for Brittney to be her in all of herness. Goddess Brittney is people, she used to be like, oh, people think I'm too much. And I was like, baby, you're just right.
Yeah.
And that's my truth.
Yeah.
Thank
you, babe. I want to say, from where you are in the space of navigating the hurt and the broken toe, we have leaned heavy into personal, taking personal responsibility of what do you think it means about you. And I would love for you to also have the space to discuss what does aftercare look like for you. So
Yes.
is it what your partner came and said this thing happened. Sounds like you guys maybe talked about it. Did that feel supportive? Did you feel like your partner met you in love? Like Lisette shared how her partner, after a date, would like make intentional time to connect with her, and that supported her and helped her to remember the truth. Oh, I'm loved and I didn't lose anything. So what are ways that might feel good to you for being taken care of? Is it intentional connection? Is it something completely opposite? Is it actually honor her expression and I don't want to play by play? It's fine for me to just know it happens, but like I don't need her to tell me, okay, so yesterday this thing happened.
At 8:01 p.m.
Right. And then like, what does care look like for you as far as being met? Is it conversation? Is it a date? Is it X, Y, and Z? But taking care of yourself throughout the entire experience, I know is something that for me helps me to feel loved and cared about and considered in this space.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think you're doing great. And I just want to say all of your feelings from the first letter to the second letter they're all valid. They're all valid. This is not, this type of work, this type of growth work is not for the faint of heart. Mm-hmm. We're watching Queen Charlotte. There's a reason there was just arranged marriages. And it was horrible for one side. You know?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And like they tried to uncomplicate a very complicated thing.
Yeah.
And love can be complicated, and it's one of the most wonderful things, but loving someone completely is loving them and all of their desires as well.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And following what feels true to you. So like full consent, support for you to discover what feels good to you, and look for the yes ands, and like truly, if it's in your heart, it's a no, then like that's a space you can navigate as well. Like we don't have any philosophy that some one way is better than another way. Mm-hmm. We are here for you doing the deep dive work and getting curious on why something's a yes, why something's a no, and if it's in your truth, if it's in your values, and if in alignment with who you want to be, doing what you want to do, and having what you want to have. That's where we stand in support of supporting you and finding what answers feel true to you. But we are here, and we're here for you, sending you so much love. Do you have anything else?
Yeah, I think I want to say, remember the intention you have. Like, remember for both of you, like what it's like you want to love each other, and what does it look like to love each other better? It's a question Brittney and I will often ask each other is, how can I love you better? And it's usually not, I don't want you to do this, this, and that. It's like, you know what I could use a little more of? This and this. And so it's a beautiful opportunity to keep this conversation alive and stay honest. This isn't about people pleasing. This is about how can you both find a way that feels good for both of you.
Yeah. Love it. Wow. This is such a great topic. Love talking about non-monogamy and non-monogamy adjacent-ish things. Yeah. And so if you have a question, you can send us a text or a voice note at 971-895-4111. We love to answer your questions. Please share this with a friend and subscribe. And yeah, we're into it.
And until we meet again, be honest with each other.
Bye.